but she said, trust me, these are the stories we will tell. As I stood frozen, infinite, I almost fell, but I got a feeling and my heart starts beating, a sudden rush of feeling alive. This is freedom and I won't change, I won't phase out. I know. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind, can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light, turn up the light. This is what I waited for, 'cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more, 'cause the time keeps turning. Feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited for. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind, can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround, the atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light, turn up the light. night. We are the champions, the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night. Can't tell if we're dreaming now. We watch as the fire falls down. One thing playing on our minds. Time stops and we don't make a sound. You crave the love I gave and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. I'm ready to love. We're the champions of the night. I'm ready to champions of the night.
Hello everybody, I couldn't find which tab the music was coming from. And welcome to week 9 of the SSVL. It's going to be a big one, our second round of interconference matchups. The first season we have 2 games of interconference matchups for everyone. We start things off with the Cyclones and the Knights. A quick out here for Tori Ariano. That one's flipped to County for round number 2. And I'll bring up Levi Booth. That one is foul. 1 and 2 the count to Booth, and he swings through that one. A 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. County Angelo and Doug Kelly due up for the Cyclones. This one, Tenyo East makes the snag. One away. I will just go ahead and issue a blanket reminder like I did the last time I streamed. There are storms in my area. The storm system that I was looking at that pushed me back to begin with started moving more eastwardly, so it missed me, but then the other storm system started moving southeasterly, so I may get sandwiched in between a couple here. So we're just going to play it as best we can here by ear. And that will be a walk given up by Hurley. Brings up Jabron Lames. Quick 2-1 count here. Owen finds his own 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hurley gets out of the inning with the strikeout. And we'll go to the top of the second. Sacred, Weast, and Leathers due up. I haven't had the time, unfortunately, to update the stats, so we're a couple weeks out of the loop here. Unless someone else has done them for me. Still seems like we're only up through week 6 cohesively of the major stats. One's back to Ariano. Quick 2 outs already here as I was fiddling for stats. This one, oh, County with the snag. Another 1-2-3 inning, and we'll go bottom half. Here is Timber Woods. Let's take a look at some of these Cyclones bats. Woods on the season hits that one into right, and that will be caught by Ding Dong for out number 1. Timber Woods on the season only hitting, well, I say only, hitting 300. I misread that at the beginning. Bean Machine, on the other hand, hitting 136, 3 for 22. Not exactly what you want to see from a trade acquisition that you paid a high price on. And he gets rung up there. He gets sit down. Caught looking backwards K for Hurley, his second K of the evening. Three 3-1 to Kazuto Yoshida. He swings through that one. The count is full. Fouled back. And Yoshida will take a walk. Second walk issued by Hurley tonight. Both of them with 2 outs in the inning. That gives the Cyclones an extra opportunity. And they come up here. Mitchell O'Brien hitting 8 for 21 on the season. 381 average. Into right, tracking back is Ding Dong, but a few steps in front of the warning track, he'll make the catch for out number 3, and we'll go to the third inning. 7-8-9, do it for the Knights here. Fouled back, 1-2. Oh, a poorly timed dive there by the first baseman. I believe it's not Jet County, it's Doug Kelly. No. Yeah, Doug Kelly at first doesn't time that dive right, and ball gets by him for the first base runner of the night for the Knights. And a walk given up, and the Knights have two aboard here, nobody out, and here is Haley Angelis. A chance here for the Knights to strike first here. And one into right, but O'Brien will charge in, making the catch for round number one. Grounded to second, Yoshida to Woods. Woods to Kelly for the Dragons special. So getting two aboard with nobody out turns to nothing as we go to the bottom of the third inning. 9-1-2. Do it for the Cyclones. One, two to Hugh George. Miles Hurley locked in. And that's going to bomber special into right center. And the Cyclones have their first base hit of the night. A leadoff single, bringing up Jet County. Runner easily steals. Vinny Bates is awful. Swing and a miss. And that brings up Sebastian Angelo. And the Cyclone strike with the runner in scoring position, only one out. Miles Hurley still locked in. This one into left, tracking that one is Angela. She slides and makes the catch for round number two. Angela's still showing she's still got a little bit left in the tank, making a sliding catch there. And that will be a walk from Doug Kelly. 2 on, 2 out now for Jabron Lames here in a 0-0 ball game, bottom of the third. Grounded to second, Andy Gibbon to Shaz Leathers in time for out number 3, and we go to the fourth inning. Still nothing doing from both offenses. 2-3-4 due up for the Knights. Ariano locked in, 3 innings pitched, only 2 base runners allowed all night. Has 1 strikeout under his belt. That one's hit hard into right, but right to Mitchell O'Brien for out number 1. Here is Levi Booth. Let's take a look as that one's up the middle, a base hit. Levi Booth aboard. Knights 17th in batting average in the league, 251 as a team. And don't have a whole lot of home runs to their name as well. They're 14th in the league at that at 8. And are striking out at a very high rate. Their strikeout rate is 29%. That is 5th highest in the league, actually. 2-2, the count to Dave Sacred with a runner aboard. He fouls that one back. No, I never got any notes about them on the trades Discord account. I offered them to 1 or 2 people, but they weren't interested. And I kind of figured as much, like, people have already bought to the extent they can, as Sacred gets rung up there, 2 away. And so they're just going to stand, People are just going to stand pat. That one is foul. 1-1. Another one foul, 1-2. Rounded to short, should be an easy play for Woods, and it's to Kelly in time for round number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Timber, Woods, Bean, Machine, and Kazuo Yoshida do up.
The shortstop, number 7.
Rounded to second, Gibbon. Round number 1.
Now batting, the catcher, number 30.
Cyclones, 15th in the league in batting average, 254. Not too far away from the Knights in home runs, hitting 7 this year so far. 16th in the league. And actually have a low strikeout rating, all things considered, 22%. That is 5th lowest in the league.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 35.
1 on, 1 out now for Yoshida, the former Gaucho. Swing and a miss there, 2-1. Ugly swing and miss there, 2-2. Oh man, some ugly hacks there from Yoshida. He goes down swinging, and that will bring up Mitchell O'Brien. Runner going, the throw is not in time. As aforementioned, Vinny Bates is terrible. Mitchell O'Brien will draw a walk. That's going to put 2 aboard now for Hugh George III.
Number 12.
1-1. Grounder to third. Weist with a throw in time to end the inning. Cyclones leave a few stranded. We go to the top of the 5th. Still zeros on the scoreboard. Leathers back and Bates due up.
Off the plate. No, that's inside.
3-1 to Shaz Leathers as he fouls off another. Leathers will draw a leadoff walk. Let's take a look at the pitching side of things. Just a reminder, these stats are through week 6. Cyclones 15th in ERA at a 4.41 and 16th in WHIP at a 1.41. That's another walk issued. So the Knights building an opportunity here. 2 aboard, nobody out here, and here is Vinny Bates. That one is foul. We are coming into the eye of the storm here. I say proverbially. It is green outside. You're from the Texas or Oklahoma area, you know what it means to be cloudy and green outside. And Bates puts this one into center field. Runner's going to round third, head for home, and Vinny Bates has knocked in a run for the Knights. RBI single, and the Knights have struck first. And that one's going to get down into left, but Hugh George cuts it off. The bases are loaded, and it's ding dong.
Number 33.
Ariano no longer locked in. 3-1. Oh, Timber Woods, and he's gonna get the Dragon Special! Timber Woods, with every inch of his body laid out, snagged that one, and picked off Vinny Bates at third. An absolute game saver for the Cyclones, potentially. An unbelievable play. And Andy Gibbon gets rung up there. So bases loaded, nobody out. The Knights are only able to score one run and will go to the bottom of the fifth.
The third baseman, number 29. Nope, that's low. Nope, nope, that's low.
Knights pitching in the basement of the league, as you would expect. 21st in both ERA and WHIP. An ERA of 7.33 as Gibbon can't get the hit up the middle. And that's a leadoff single for the Cyclones. Have a team WHIP of 1.796, also 21st in the league. Undergoing the throw from Gibbon is, guess what, not in time. And the Cyclones have another runner in scoring position. They have yet to convert here tonight. Angelo with an 0-2 count. Fouls that one off. This one, two Leathers. Hit runners on, ooh, just barely got there in time. Hurley covers. Slow developing play at first. They get the runner there. But runner advances to third, so the tying run 90 feet away now. With Doug Kelly at the plate. 2 walks so far. Oh, pops this one up behind home plate. And it's an easy second out for Bates. An absolutely unproductive out. Something that Cyclones really can't afford right now. And now they have to get a base hit from Jabron Lames to try and tie this one up. And it's an 0-2 count to Lames. 93 pitches on Hurley. He's locked in, but the count is mounting up. This one is foul. Lames staying alive here. Fastball fouled back. Oh, just misses the bottom of the zone, 2-2. Curveball to third, Kenya East with the snag, and we go to the 6th inning. Another runner stranded by the Cyclones, and it remains 1-0. Oh, Arnello fielding his position nicely for out number 1. From what I know, it wasn't from a lack of trying, just I don't think anyone needed to buy that desperately, so they just had to kind of stay put. Two and two to Dave Sacred. Fouls that one off. Ariano up to 90 pitches himself. With one out here in the top of the 6th. Sacred making him work for it. As he puts one into right. O'Brien is closing on it for out number 2. And here is Kenya West. Swings through that one, 2-1. Ground to the third, backhanded by County. The throw is in time for round number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Timber Woods, followed by Bean Machine and Kazuya Yoshida. And the Cyclones bats finally pull through here late. As that one's gotten off the hop from Gibbon, out number 1. Another one right to Gibbon off the one hop. Out number 2.
Now back, the second baseman, number 35.
Hurley giving it his absolute best as he's through 5 2/3 here with his stamina in the red. Swing and a miss. Yoshida goes down again, and we go to the 7th inning, still in a 1-0 ball game. That may be a sombrero for Yoshida. And Ariano is starting off the 7th inning. And he's going to get an out here into center field. Jabron Lames is there for out number 1. And Ariano will get pulled in favor of Helix Hernandez. This one is bomber specialed into left center, and that'll be a 1-out single for the Knights. Rock back aboard. Here is Vinny Bates. RBI single. He's the reason we have any runs whatsoever here tonight. Oh, chopper foul. 0-2 the count. Oh, this one's hit hard. It's flirting with the pole, but it's gonna cut foul. And this one's popped up into very shallow right field. It's Yoshida, the second baseman, making the catch for round number 2. And here is Haley Angelis now. That's a grounder to short. Timberwood scoops it up, gets it to Kelly in time for round number 3. And we go bottom of the 7th. O'Brien, Hugh George, and Jet County due up. And that will do it for Hurley. In comes Ernie Woodward. And out goes Haley Angelis. In comes Chase Clout. It was Ernie Woodward that couldn't handle the save situation against the Vikings a couple weeks ago, as he gave up the game-winning 3-run home run that helped keep the Vikings in that heroic playoff picture. Full count to O'Brien. That one misses, and O'Brien will draw a walk.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 12.
Any speed is too much speed when you have Vinny Bates behind the plate, but O'Brien isn't exactly the fastest person in the world. Two and one to Hugh George. That one runs inside. 3-1. Grounder to the right side. Rock back, hands it. The throw is in time. Nice play by Rock back to get an out there. And that will bring up Jet County. Jet County has one of the 2 hits so far tonight for the Cyclones. That one is fouled back. Ugly swing and a miss there. 0-2. I think they made the playoffs twice. They made it in season 4, and they made it in season 6. Because I played them in both of my playoff series. I played them en route to the Super Series both years. I remember that. They were my first round matchup in season 6, and they were my second round matchup in season 4, I'm pretty sure. I mean, honestly, probably 3 S-tier players when you think Kelly, County, and Kyle Edwards. 2 on, 2 out, a familiar situation for the Cyclones. Have stranded their fair share of runners tonight on the base paths. 3-1, the count to Kelly. Swing and a miss there. Runners will be going on a full count. That one's fouled back. Rounder to Weiss. Weiss scoops it and gets the first in time for out number 3. And the side is retired. We go to the top of the 8, still 1-0. I mean, but it also, I mean, that in and of itself kind of also proves the, I don't remember if it's what you say, Marge, that the Cyclones just literally the unluckiest team in the league to have this good of a team, as that one is slapped off the wall. A leadoff double there for Ding Dong, I believe. I mean, because they had a really good core and just were unlucky. So Knights with a chance to pad the lead here with the runner in scoring position, nobody out. And Gibbon gets rung up there. Ugly swing and a miss. And that will bring up Levi Booth. And Booth slaps one into left. That's going to roll to the wall. A run will score. It's 2-0 Knights. RBI double for Levi Booth. And that'll bring up Dave Sacred. Daniel Weiss to the plate, 1 away. 2 on. Slow roller, Yoshida can only get 1. Both runners advance 90 feet, both in scoring position. And that one is going to get down. That will score 2 more, and it's 4-0. But that, unfortunately, is the thing. They don't have their first-round pick. And that's under the glove, and that's going to get into the corner. Oh, and O'Brien can't handle it. Will the runner try? They won't. Will stay at second and third. Chaz Leathers not as fast as he once was. And that will do it for Fernandez. In comes Alfonso Sims. Hopped up, foul territory, trending towards the stands. And it's just in the stands. Bates lives to see another one. Oh, another hard hit ball, but foul once again down that left field line. Oh, and he gets rung up there. High fastball, didn't get any of it. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-0 now the score. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Cyclones.
The center fielder, number 19.
But it is Ernie Woodward on the mound, and that one sneaks inside the line and rolls into the corner. That'll be good for a leadoff double for the Cyclones. Just their 3rd hit of the day. Yeah, he did pitch. It's the 8th inning. He got pulled. To Weiss and... Oh, and it's a tag him out, throw him out. Oh, that happened last week too, didn't it? I didn't see it live, but I remember the clip. Oh, Cyclones. Oh, my soul.
33.
Grounded to short. Timber Woods in time for out number 2.
The second baseman, number 2.
Here comes Andy Gibbon. Swing and a miss. Gibbon goes for 0 for 5 on the day. And the last hope of the Cyclone season hangs in the balance here in the bottom of the ninth. 4 to tie, 5 to win here. Oh, it is most definitely Thunder. I think I'm on the trail end of the storm system, so I think another 10 or 15 minutes we should be good to go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a big one. One away already. Here's Mitchell O'Brien. Up the middle. A diving attempt there by Rock back. But he comes up empty, and that's going to be an infield single for O'Brien. Yes, I mean, I live in Oklahoma. What do you expect? And here is your friend in mine, Arms Melee, trying to get the final 2 outs in this one. Former Dragon, former Bomber. I believe those are his only other 2 stops within the league. Grounded to Weiss. This could be 2 to Gibbon for 1. The Dragon cycle has been turned, and the Knights blank the Cyclones 4 to nothing. Wow. That is pretty much it for the Cyclones in Season 8, I'm willing to say. Getting a 0 hung on you by the Knights is not ideal. It puts the Knights 1 game below 500. Yeah. Nine hits for the Knights, 3 from Rock back, a pair from Levi Booth, only 4 for the Cyclones, from 4 different people. Hugh George, O'Brien, Lames, and County. No one with more than 2 strikeouts on the Cyclone side, but Gibbon does rack up a sombrero. Hurley gets the win, no earned through 6, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Woodward goes 2 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout. And Melee with the final 2 outs. Loss goes to Ariano, 1 earned through 6 1/3, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Fernandez and Sims also making appearances. Fernandez with 3 earned through 1 1/3. MVPs go to Miles Hurley and Rock back. That will do it for game number 1. Heading into game number 2, an expansion special. The Sparrows in the Express will be coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the SSBL on Twitch. I started the music too early. And to game number 2, the Sparrows and the Express here, battling out in a duel of the expansion teams. Express coming at 3-9, the most wins of any of the expansion teams. Sparrows coming in at 2-8. Been a rough ride for the expansion teams as expected this year, but in due time they will make their way up. So the Express going for the how should I say it, the interconference sweep, as they defeated the Mythic 5-1 in their other out of conference game. Let's see what the Sparrows did on theirs, as that one's off the glove of the shortstop. Will be an infield single. Sparrows beat the Liberty 9-1, so both these teams looking to sweep their counterparts expansion-wise. Duplicate. Grounded to Stevenson, Macklin for one, and the Dragon Specialist turned around the horn. They go, and to the bottom of the first we go. Express, DDC, Natalie Origin, and Gwen Atwood will lead things off. You know, one of the most important, well, I won't say one of the most important things, but one of the things that is fairly important looking at now is the Express's 2-1 win over the Knights earlier this season. That was just their second win. They went 2-0. The Express actually had a winning streak, beating the Knights and the Moonshots in back-to-back games. But that win over the Knights right now is like the difference of the Knights being a winning record and potentially in the 8th seed in the Heroic, actually, or at least in a conversation for the 8th seed, being like a half game back of the Wrongfielders. Yeah, and not to mention the walk-off that the Vikings did of the Knights. Easily 2 wins could have gone their way for the Knights. Have a very different season on our hands. Did I say 8th? I guess I was thinking of the Miners. One and one, the count. Alex Phillips on the mound. Facing off against Gwen Atwood here. This one is up the middle. That's a base hit. 2 aboard now for the Express. That is also true. Knights did rob the Express first time around, so I guess this is a 2-way street we're working. So I guess it honestly just boils out to a moot point. Two and two, the count. Swing and a miss. Phillips rings her up there, trying to get out of this 2-on, 1-out jam here, and it's Al Stevenson at the plate. And he pops up on the first pitch into center field. That should be caught here by Lynn Larsonian, and that will retire the side. To the top of the second we go. It's Jerry Magana, Adelina Strickland, and Spritz Seltzer duo. Back to the mound. Lauren fell in time for round number 1. Game of the night coming up after this. Lumberjacks and Bombers, followed by an equally as important one, Overdrafts and Skulls. Skulls, with the sell-off, aren't really looking to win right now, but have won a few games after the sell-off, and the Overdrafts need to right the ship, so a important game on the heroic side of things, definitely in game number 4. One and two, the count to Spritz Seltzer. Grounder to Gwen Atwood. He'll take it himself for out number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. And I will switch over the stat sheet. Express and excuse me, the Sparrows. June Express Sparrows. So Alex Phillips, don't have a whole lot of data on her this year. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 8 walks, 6 Ks, a 6 flat ERA. Might be missing a start from her in the few weeks we don't have recorded just yet. Leadoff single for the Express to start the bottom half of the second inning. Here's Hans McGregor. Swing and miss, hit and run was on. Runner is safe into second, now scoring position. Fouled back, 1-2. And again. No one in the dirt. 2-2 now the count. Oh. Can field that one cleanly, but nothing bad comes from it. We don't have that kind of stuff ready just yet. It is CX Ferda, are you Shag? Okay, cool. We don't, we'll probably have the submissions sheet go live maybe in the next week or two for people to even start submitting in names and stuff. And we won't even actually, like, create players probably till well after the season is over. Well, I say well after the season, but it probably at the earliest post Super Series before players are even like generated. Express do score a run and have 2 aboard here. Opportunity for more here with DDC up to the plate. Swing and a miss there. Another swing and a miss. That one on the slider, it looked like. That one fouled back. Swing and a miss. DDC goes down. 2 away. Natalie Origin, 2 on 2 out here, bottom second. Runners going, fouled off. This one is flared into right center. Can anyone catch up to it? It's going to land. A bomber special brings home another run for the Express. They now lead 2-0. That's the wrong one. And that will do it for Alex Phillips. She doesn't last long at all. You can do those now, Shag. I need to create a sheet. I know a few people have spent them, but if you click on that rig point thing and you click the bottom right, at least on my screen, +4 to create a player, you can buy up to 10 of those. Okay, and I need to get rid of Clark Fajigabaza. The one thing about mobile is that it is a lot easier to it's a bot. Okay. Goodbye, Clark. Oh, you banned him too. Very nice team effort. Two quick outs here. Lorenfeld locked in and is going to get this one popped up into the infield. Stevenson makes the catch. And we go to the bottom of the third inning. Lindsey Pena, Al Stevenson, and Zimmy Porpetta do up. Ooh, big old streak of lightning. See some exposed wood in the tree on the other side of the road. Did that get hit by lightning? And a quick strikeout one away. Oh, you already started the boost sheet. Great. Ground to the third. Khan up with it. Throw is going to be in time for out number 2. And here is Zimmy Porpetta. Fouled back. 0-2. Jericho McKinney in for relief, and he gets rung up there. Porpetta goes down looking and sends us to the top of the 4th. Still in the 2-0 ball game. Offense so far showing to be a scarce commodity so far here in day number 1 of week 9. That's up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Mojo down for Fell. She had been locked in. I read off for Phillips. Let's see if I can find how Fell has done this year. Lauren Fell. Not too shabby for a first-year pitcher. A 3.94 ERA and a 1.625 whip. Defense can't quite turn the Dragons special there. 7 earned runs off of 16 innings pitched, 17 hits. 16 strikeouts compared to 9 walks. Does have 5 home runs surrendered this season. That is one thing that the old pitching coach might want to try and work on going into next season. Oh, so actually, I forgot to ask about. So I have to assume the math did not work there on that first game. As Cameron Kahn gets rung up there. So Cyclones a 1.5 run favorite. Outright loses 4-0. Express 2.5 run favorites and so far lead by 2. But the Sparrows getting a couple base knocks here in the top of the 4th. 2 on, 2 out. I will say 100 on won't hit. Swing and a miss. She gets rung up there, and the Sparrows strand a pair, and will go to the bottom of the 4th. See, Jericho McKinley. An excellent season from him so far. Only 1 earned run through 9 1/3. Definitely a spot to be excited about in the future for the Sparrows. 0.96 ERA and a 1.28 whip. 9 strikeouts to 4 walks. 1 home run surrendered. And another strikeout there as Terry Mackin gets rung up. That will just get out of play. Right to Nagana for round number 3. And we'll head to the top of the 5th. Still 2-0 here. Spritz Seltzer, Lynn Larsonian, and Spud Vegas. Swing and a miss. Fell rings up another. 3 K so far here for her tonight, through 4 and a third. Lynn Larsonian at the plate now, 2-1 the count. And he will draw a walk. So Larsonian aboard. Spud Vegas. And he gets rung up there. Didn't even swing at that last one. 2 away now here. One and 2 the count to Madeline Dixon. Lays off that one. Ball 2. Swing and a miss! Fell up to 6 strikeouts now as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Her team leading 2-0 here. Top of the order due up for them here.
The center fielder, number 44.
McKinley doing nice in relief though. 3 strikeouts through 2 1/3 here. Locked in DDC, but battled back. Full count, fouled back. DDC making him work for it. And ends up losing him. DDC will draw a walk. Ends the stretch that McKinley was having of a perfect outing in relief. And that is caught in left for out number 1. Brings up Gwen Atwood. 1-on-1 out, and that's a hard hit ball right to Hendricks. Oh, and what was the runner doing? Took way too far of a lead off. And it's another dumb base running double play we've seen tonight.
Number 26.
And that sends us through the top of the 6th now. Grounded to the 3rd, Stevenson with the backhand. The throw in time for out number 1.
The designated hitter, number 24.
Brings up California. Popped up. Won't even get into the outfield grass for Zimmy Porpetta for out number 2. And here is Cameron Kahn. That one's hit into right. Doesn't have enough. It's off the top of the wall. Just missed going above that yellow line by a foot or 2. Absolute rocket to the wall there in right, and it stays a single. Short porch there in right field here at Founders Park. And that one's up the middle. Porpetta to Atwood for out number 3, and that will do it to the bottom of the 6th. 4, 5, 6 do it for the Express.
Number 22.
Off the plate. Ball inside.
This one into right, tracking it is Strickland. She'll make the catch one away.
Batting the third baseman, number 15.
That one's through the right side of the infield. Base hit for the Express. 1-on-1 out now.
Now batting the shortstop, number
Zimmy Porpetta at the plate. First hit given up by McKinney here in relief. Almost 4 innings strong for McKinney. 3-1 the count. That one's fouled off. Probably the last batter for McKinney. Swing and a miss, rings him up. Fantastic outing from Jericho McKinney. 4 innings, 2 base runners, 4 strikeouts. Tip of the cap to him. Keeping this a 2-0 ball game here as we're 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Madison Bowl ball. A much different reliever. Has not had as much success this year, but she does ring up the batter there to send us to the top of the 7th. Strickland, Seltzer, and Lynn Larsonian due up next. Fell still in the game, only at 76 pitches here, starting the 7th. Rounded to second, Mackin in time, 1 away. Grounded to first. Atwood in time for round number 2. And that will do it for the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th we go. I forgot to do this last game. What is it now? Stretch. Thank you all for tuning in to week 9 of season 8. Absolutely unbelievable that we're already this much through this season. Seems like we just started it yesterday. But be sure to join the Discord if you are new to keep in touch with the rest of the year as we tighten up the playoff picture and get ready for the postseason. Two away here, bottom of the 7th, DDC. How's that back? Oh, DDC into left field. That one is gone, and it's a 3-run lead for the Express. Express want win number 4 on the season. Runner to Khan, and that is in time for round number 3. A solo shot from DDC makes it 3-0. Going in the top of the 8, the Sparrows only with 6 outs left to work with here. This one down the line, but will be foul. Oh, Vargas almost caught up with that one. According to the sheet, it said he already had one this season, so somewhere in between the start of the season to week 6, he snuck one in on you. Oh, that one high off the wall and left, and that's going to be a leadoff double.
The catcher, number 17.
Lornfell still in there. This one a flare shot. Telly Macklin, though, making the snag. 1 away.
The second baseman, number 26.
That's outside. All inside. Nope, inside.
3-0 to August Hendricks. And that will be a walk.
How about the designated hitter, number 24.
Two on, only one out now. A chance for the Sparrows here to scrape a couple runs. A diving stop by Porpetta. Flings it to Macklin. Can't turn two, but Porpetta with a diving stop prevent that from scoring at least one. And that will do it for Fell. She goes 7 2/3, but is responsible for the runners at the corners. Can Tamayo get the Express out of the inning? He will. A chopper to short. Porpetta in time for out number 3, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Atwood, Pena, and Al Stevenson do it for the Express, looking for the insurance.
The first baseman, number 39.
That's down.
2-1 to Quinn Atwood. This one into deep center field, but not deep enough here for Founders. That one is gobbled up by Lynn Larsonian.
The designated hitter, number 22.
That's high. Dear eye.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count to Lindsay Pena. Spud Vegas with the catch for round number 2.
The third baseman, number 15.
Popped up, looks like Spud's gonna get another one. And we'll head to the 9th inning. Sparrows need 3 to tie. Here in the top of the 9th, they're trying to extend this one. 4, 5, 6 do it for them here.
The first baseman, number 12.
That's low. Steve Wright.
Up the middle, Porpetta once again in time, round number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 35.
Be right. Although.
Grounder to Atwood, easy play for him, steps on the bag for round number 2. And it's all up to Spritz Seltzer now.
Number 2.
Dear eye.
This one's high and deep, tracking back at the wall. That one is gone! Spritz Seltzer, at the very least, puts the Sparrows on the board. Makes it a 3-1 ball game and allows the game to continue.
Be right. No. Be right.
They're not supposed to? Yeah, they are. Sparrows the away. Lined out to right. Vargas with the catch. And the Express take it 3-1. Oh. Whoops. Oh, it is a bad beat! Oh, we have our first bad beat. Just the second game of our math, and it's a bad beat. I love it. Oh, wow, that's hilarious. The math. Vegas always wins. Let's see, 6 hits for the Sparrows. Nothing but solo hits for a lot of people. Spritz Seltzer with that solo shot. 7 hits for the Express. A pair from Natalie Origin. RBIs from DDC. He had a solo shot. Origin and Hans McGregor. Phillips with the loss. 2 earned through 1 2/3. McKinley, no earned through 4. Bowl ball 1 through 2 1/3. Fell with the win, 7 2/3. Excellent baseball, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, no earned. And Tomeo with a solo run through 1 1/3. MVP is Fell, DDC, and McKinley. Don't go anywhere. Game of the night. Lumberjacks, Bombers coming up right after this. Word from our sponsor, Turtle Beach.
Yeah, they just wanna see me in the grave. Come out the law in the rave. Oh no, I can't wait. I'm off to the plane. Gotta go for his, cause you know I can't play. We gon' win it no matter what the shirt. Got the stick, we gon' bring it out the shirt. I was down below the comma. I put dollars on my head like I don't wanna. Yeah, I'm proud of what I did. I'm on.
Hey, what are you doing?
Practicing. I'm shooting a commercial for Turtle Beach.
Yeah, but we're gonna hop on right now.
I bet.
Got the stick, we gon' bring it out the shirt.
Team number 3, the SSBL game of the night. And with me for the game, I've got Fizek on the call with me.
Place your bets, everyone. Bombers minus 0.5. It's a close one. Do your gambling addiction through the SSBL.
Basically a pick'em.
Yeah, I was tempted to go evens, but
As Dixon rings up Kodiak Destroyer for the first out. Bombers, Lumberjacks. This one up the middle, that's a base hit. First time these two teams are playing since the regular season of Season 5, I believe. In one of the infamous replay games, if you do recall.
oh yeah, let's woo.
Oh, and Brainstorm goes after the high fastball, but comes up empty, 2 away.
Tank Tiger this season, 7 for 25, 280 average, based on the stats we have. Team leading 4 home runs, tied with Denver Brainstorm.
Finds the zone there, 1-2. Fouled off. Oh, swing and a miss. Dixon ends up striking out the side and will go to the bottom of the first.
Shag, as with everything, do not hold my words to be truth. Bet at your own risk. First appearance for Ben Tojam as a lumberjack.
There has been. I just haven't recorded
Second
it.
appearance of Ben Tojam as a lumberjack.
I forget who it was against. Oh, he can't handle that one. Britton able to... Oh, and it's thrown out. Angel special!
Angel special. Well, what did Josh want to like inactive angels? I like angel special. Angel special, bomber special, dragon special. As long as we don't have any more specials, I think it's fine if we have 3 specials.
Off the glove of Tojam, and then it was Brainstorm who launched it into the stands by a good couple of rows, too. And the Bombers take advantage of the early opportunity.
Oh, I've got a really good idea for a Twitch command.
Lays off that one. The count is full. Oh, and they're going to catch Britton in a rundown.
You know, some things never change.
We've seen a lot of poor base running here tonight in these games, and it continues here, even in the game of the night, as he gets rung up there, and the side is retired just as quickly as it started, and we'll go to the second inning. Be sure to put here in all caps to be entered to win a Turtle Beach headset here in the game of the night.
Dixon this season, a 4.15 ERA, 1.385 whip through 13 innings pitched.
Yeah, it hasn't really, I mean, it's decent, but he had a better season last year, I believe. Quickly ahead 1-2 here against Gene Dream. Doesn't chase the low, 2-2. Ooh, just misses there. The count is full. Dribbler down the first base line. Luther scoops it, steps on the bag for out number 2. Two away now for Phil Barco Jr. Screwball misses. As does the changeup, 2-0. Swings through that one, 2-1. Fastball misses, 3-1 to Barco. And the count is full. And that will be a walk drawn by Barco. To continue the inning for the Lumberjacks here is Shelby Callens.
Whitney, I did something.
Oh, what you do. And Callens up the middle, a base hit's gonna put 2 aboard. Mojo, he needed that one. And here is Chris Luzon. Early opportunity for the Lumberjacks. 1-1 the count to Luzon. Ooh, curveball just misses. Grounded to first. Luther up with it. Steps on the bag herself for number 3. Dixon gets out of the jam, sending us to the bottom of the second inning. Pujols, Luther, and Hula due up.
Pujols this season a 357 average, 10 for 28, 7 walks as well. So he's been getting on base both with the bat and with the eye.
Hasn't had the power this season as he did in seasons prior. In season prior, I guess I should say.
Well, it wasn't a great start for the Bombers with those 2 4-3 losses, but since then, won 5 of the last 7. Very much need to win those, considering the state of the Epic right now in terms of what's going to get you in, but looking to continue that role. Of course, a statement win over the Serpents last time out.
1-2 to Hula. She fouls that one off. Ojam locked in, 21 pitches. Not the start the Bombers wanted to see, getting Toe Jam locked in already. But Hula will making him work a bit here. Fouling off a few.
Great at that.
Out full. Man, Hula battling it out here. Another one foul. Goodness gracious. Up the middle, slow roller. Brainstorm throws that one accurately to Gene Dream. And Toe Jam comes up victorious against Hula, but sending us to the top of the third. Still 0-0 here. Low scoring game so far.
Lumberjacks currently the #1 seed in the Heroic, have won, looks like that is 6 of their last 7. Their only 2 losses, 3-1 losses to the ROM fielders and to
ball
the ball
players. Yeah, this is a very interesting kind of a measuring stick game where you have the Lumberjacks who have looked pretty good all season. One slip up against the wrong fielders, but you have that out of conference loss to the ball players, and then you've got the Bombers who played the ball players close as Speedy Gonzalez into right, but that one is dying at the warning track for out number 2. So kind of a data point you can add to like the intermesh of the league right now.
I mean, Whitney, I'm going to be honest with you. I am fully saturated with data points right now. I have so much data, you have no idea.
Interesting note, Denver Brainstorm tense after throwing that ball away. But battled back here 3-2. Fouls that one off.
Looks like we got most people thinking that the Bombers are going to win it here.
Oh, he gets struck out there. Denver Brainstorm gets caught looking on the inside corner. And the bottom of the third will go. An interesting thing to note, though, as Kwashi Blue mentions, 28 pitches starting off the bottom of the third for Toe Jam. His counterpart, Dixon, already up into the mid-40s. So we'll see how that affects things going forward. Paris Irons up the middle. Luzon is there. Throw to first in time. So technically, even despite the error, they did get the runner on the pickoff. So Toe Jam has faced the minimum here through 2 1/3.
It is also worth noting that though the Lumberjacks do have Barry Good, she is
21.
42 reduced points. Nope.
Oh.
Yep, 42 reduced points from where she should be. So she is at 203 in relief since she is only on 1 game's rest. So should she have to come in,
Crusher putting that one into the right center gap. He's going for 2 as Gonzalez is up with it. And that's an easy double for Mickey Del Crusher. And the Bombers with another opportunity with a runner in scoring position here is Nick Hugh Jr.
The Bombers quickly proving how they are the 3rd best batting team in the league with a .310 average, 7th in home runs, only striking out less than 18% of the time.
It was Nick Hugh Jr. who hit the grand slam that really opened up things against the Serpents last week. See if he can come through in the clutch again for the Bombers. These Bombers hitters really making Toe Jam work for it. Making these counts last long, but he finds the bottom of the zone. Toe Jam gets one on Nick Hugh Jr. 2 away now, and here is the top of the order, Ken Iffy.
And that's where the 5th best pitching in the league, both in ERA and WHIP, 2.716. 1.113 for the Lumberjacks as a team coming through there.
2-1 now to Kennethy Jr. And that one, oh, Gene Dream with an amazing diving stop. Ends the inning. Toe Jam covers in time. That probably saved a run. And we go to the top of the 4th. Gene Dream with a spectacular play. Narcisio locked in. I don't remember if, was Toe Jam still locked in? I don't remember. I'd have to assume he probably was.
Bombers have the #3 ERA, 2.578, and a 7th best whip of 1.161.
5 Ks for Dixon. Brings up Wreck Dreams. This one up the middle, easy play for Irons, 2 away.
And what's surprising is, again, these stats aren't updated, but the Lumberjacks are sitting perfectly halfway in the SSBL with a 254 average. Our 6th best in home runs, but are striking out 25% of the time. As that ball is skied, but that's gonna die, isn't it?
Yes. Caught by a Rifleman for out number 3, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still a whole lot of zeros on the board. Britton, Rifleman, and Pujols do up for the Bombers.
The second baseman, number 60. Ball low.
And you know, power rankings wise, these two teams not separated by much. The Bombers, the 9th overall rated team. Lumberjacks, number 3 overall rated team. But when you look at the stat adjusted ratings, Bombers the number 1 team in the league, Lumberjacks the number 3. Bombers the 1st best batting team in the league, Lumberjacks the 6th, defense 7th and 11th. But Lumberjacks are sitting comfortably with a 21st strength of schedule as well. So these two teams are very much, no matter if you look at the ratings, the stats, the on-field play, they're so tight.
Oh, the off speed gets Hamish Rifleman to swing through that one. And 2 away now here for Albert Pujols. 4 Ks for Toe Jam. Through 3 2/3 here. Locked in as well. It's a pitching duel here in Emerald Diamond. 2-1 the count to Pujols. 0 for 1 today. Swing and a miss there. 2-2.
You know what's nice about the strength of season rank sheet, as well as the SSBL history sheet, is that they're now automatically updating based off of what we input into the schedule. I did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I put in. I forget what it's called. It's a. I forget what it's called, but I put in something special where it like pulls in the sheet from the URL.
Ow. Here's Phil Barco, 0-2 the count. This one to Irons, scoops it on the backhand in time for out number 1. Callens, one of the 2 hits the Lumberjacks have amassed so far here tonight. Late swing there, 1-1 the count. And fouls that one off, 1-2. Doesn't chase inside. And this one into deep right center. That one is back and that one is gone! Shelby Callens slaps one into the right center gap, and it's a solo shot, and the Lumberjacks lead 1-0.
As far as our stats, the 3rd home run for Callens this season. She's always been a beefy bat down in the order and coming to fruition here.
That's inside.
That takes away locked in from Dixon, and that's back-to-back hits from him now.
Now batting, the 3rd baseman, number 4.
Destroyer up now, top of the order. He's 0 for 2 so far. 71 pitches on Dixon. And that one's a moonshot into left, and that one is going to find the short porch, and that's a 2-run shot, and the Lumberjacks have broken it open 3-0.
You know, this game is far from over, but the Jacks setting it early here in the 5th, letting it known that they have the bats, and not only are they looking to get this win here, they're looking for a number 1 seed in the Heroic, something that we thought the Gauchos were going to run away with.
2-2 now to Speedy Gonzalez. That one runs inside, full count. Swing and a miss. Dixon bounces back with a strikeout of Speedy. And now faces off against Denver Brainstorm.
And you know, for being honest, although you would love to give up no runs as a team, if you're the Bombers, right, like, you're expecting to give up runs to the Lumberjacks. So what you really need is for the offense to wake up and provide some support to Dixon, who, granted, is let 3 go here. But I think that holding the Lumberjacks to 6 runs is an understandable task. You just got to get 7. find a
And
way to get through.
that will do it for Narcisio Dixon. In comes Smitty Werber Jaegerman Jensen. Breaks the bat of Tank Tygo. Irons gets the out in time at first for out number 3. It's 3 runs off of 2 shots for the Lumberjacks. Makes it a 3-0 ball game going into the bottom of the 5th. Luther to lead things off over the Bombers. It's a locked-in toe jam. Let's see if he can outlast his predecessor. Counterpart, I guess, would be the correct term.
I mean, let's be real. There aren't many predecessors to Ben Toe Jam.
As Luther into right, that one hung up there enough for Barco Jr. to snag it. I thought that was going to get down in front of Barco, but Barco get it off the shoe tips for round number 1. Chopper up the middle, Brainstorm up with it. Throw is in time for round number 2.
Not nearly as good of an at-bat as she had earlier in the game. Put, what, like 10 pitches onto Toe Jam?
Yes, she did. Bombers special into left. Irons is aboard to continue the bottom of the 5th for the Bombers. And here is Mickey Del Crusha. One of the 3 hits for the Bombers so far tonight. Ugly swing and a miss there. Ahead in the count 0-2 is Toe Jam. Checks on the runner back in time.
They gotta stop throwing to first. They gotta stop.
Into left, easy play for Tank Tygo. He makes the catch, round number 3, and the side is retired. We go to the top of the 6th. Lumberjacks still lead 3-0 here. 5, 6, 7 due up for them.
The designated hitter, number 13. Off the plate. And outside.
Oh, never mind. The first game of the night. So, the little bit of heroic dominance so far here today. With the Knights blanking the Cyclones, Express beating the Sparrows, expansion on expansion violence.
Mm-hmm. Here is Gene Dream. Can you do the math quickly offhand? Like, what was the record, the first ring of interconference games? I don't remember offhand.
Doing mad. He lied. All right, here we go.
As Gene Dream gets rung up there, 1 away. There is Phil Barco Jr.
Let's see, that's more.
That's inside.
I'm counting.
1-2 the count.
I mean, it was like a landslide. I can tell you that much so far.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Werber Jaegerman Jensen. And here is Shelby Callens, 2 for 2 locked in. She got the scoring started with the solo shot into right center field.
It was 9-3 epic.
Nice play by Irons, robbing the hit up the middle, sending us to the bottom of the 6th. 9-1, 2 up for the Bombers. You said 9-3 epic?
Yeah. So if the Lumberjacks held on here, it would still be 9-6 epic. Granted, you look at some of those matchups, like Moonshot's nowhere near where they used to be, but suffice to say that the Epic absolutely cleaned up first time around. And I'll tell you who needs to start cleaning up are these Bombers bats. If they want to get back into this, they need to find an answer to Ben Toe Jam, get that pitch count up a little bit more.
Well, leadoff runner aboard in the top of the order up here, Kenneth Jr. Ball is in the dirt. That's going to be an easy stolen base. So runner now in scoring position.
Stay at second.
They may just walk iffy. He does draw the walk. One swing baseball now for Graham Britton.
This would be absolutely huge for Britton here.
Hit and run was on. The throw to third is in time.
They gotta stop doing that.
And
They gotta stop doing that.
what the fuck is that? What the? Okay, fine.
It's gotta be with Callan's arm, because Callan's arm is at, what is Callan's arm
shortstop, number 10.
Callan's arm is 61.
And
So I think
just
so I
threw out
think,
two 90-plus runners.
well, I mean, to be fair, that third base distance is a lot closer, but I think the AI just wants to go it every time because it's such an advantage,
The third baseman,
or they think it's such an advantage. Absolutely brutal.
First and second, nobody out. Two caught stealings, and then Britton strikes out and sends us to the top of the seventh.
ball inside.
And that looks like a Bomber special. Oh, Ken Iffy proves me wrong.
Now back, the center fielder, number 1.
Well, Ken Iffy's not that fast. He's only like 80 or something.
Outside.
The SSBL, where speed doesn't matter.
Line shot to Britton for out number 2.
Do you think they watched that, what was it, that second game where they saw that Dragon special and were like, yeah, we're going to get back on base?
Yeah.
Ball inside.
Well, 2-1 to Denver Brainstorm. Up the middle, Irons with the suck glove, the throw in time. Another fantastic play up the middle by Ferris. Irons ends the inning. Bottom of the 7th, it's time to stretch. Thank you all for tuning in for Week 9, Day 1 here of the SSBL. If you haven't yet already, be sure to put up here in the chat to be entered in to a drawing for a Turtle Beach headset. Swing and a miss. Toe Jam brings up Rifleman. One away. Here's Albart Pujols.
This is probably Tojiam's last inning. Ooh, what a grab by Dream. It's just been a defensive powerhouse this inning between the top of the inning and then Dream with that snag.
Luther singles through the left side. Lets the inning continue.
There's only so much you could do. The attempt was there, but he wasn't grabbing it.
And that will do it for Toe Jam. Can't finish off the 7th. In comes Pete Nokia.
I always want to say Nochio, but it is Nokia.
1-2 the count to Hula. Runner's going, swing and a miss. Hula gets rung up there, and the side is retired. To the 8th we go. Tygo Dreams and Dream due up here.
What's worse for you inputting stats-wise? Is it Dreams Dream, or is it Thunder 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 Thunder?
I mean, since they're different, Dreams and Dream is okay. Just like when it's impossible to tell, like when the Cyclones had both
oh my gosh, both
Halfords. Like it was just like literally at the end, because they would just come subbed in, I just started putting them on one player. Like I just wouldn't look it up because it didn't matter because they were old. And
wow, you heard it here first. Whitney rigged the Cyclones of progression, and that is why the Cyclones suck. It's Whitney's fault.
Werber, Jaegerman, Jensen locked in through 3 innings of relief. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 8th inning.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't matter.
Well, honestly, I was saving them progression because they never did anything. They were just getting subbed in to pinch hit and getting out. And strikeout there. Dream sits down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 6 outs left for the Bombers to work with, trailing by 3, 7, 8, 9 to up in the order. Facing off against one of their arch nemesis from the Season 6 Minor Super Series, Pete Nokia. But he was with a different organization back then when he was a corn of pop. Bomber special for Ferris Irons, his second one of the day. Puts that one down into center field. Leadoff runner aboard.
I'll tell you what, Speedy Gonzalez is approaching that pretty quickly. but didn't end up trying to make a play there.
0-2 to Mickey D. Del Crusher. Tough out activated for him. And he connects with that one. Denver Brainstorm couldn't quite snag it. And the Bombers have 2 aboard. Nobody out this time. And it's Nick Hugh Jr.
Who else? It has to be him. 240 average, 6 for 25.
And that one is going to Bomber special in the center. Runner is going to round third, head for home. The throw from Gonzalez is not going to be in time. And the Bombers are on the board. RBI single from Nick Hugh Jr.
Iffy Jr., 387 average, 1 swing can flip this game on his head.
Can't turn the Dragon special, but they do get the runner at second. So runners now at the corners for Graham Britton. And that one's through the right side. That's going to be a base hit. Another run will score for the Bombers. Makes it 3-2.
I'll tell you what, you never can count out the Bombers.
And Rifleman will get pulled in favor of Alyssa Sass.
Long ball.
And the former Lumberjack, too.
Oh, wow. Ultimate Spice.
She
Oh, I
came
just
over
broke my pen.
in the Season 5 preseason before the draft. She's had 3 and 1. Swing and a miss there. That was ball 4 most likely. Fouls off another. Count is full. And Alyssa Sass into center field. That one's dropping. It's down. And that's going to score a run. And it's going to be a tie ball game.
Whitney, I've got more pressing matters. I just broke my pen. I want everybody to put an F in the chat because I just broke my pen. Oh, it's a tie game. And the SSBL is I presented by Turtle Beach.
Runners again at the corners for Al, Bart, Pujols, Pete, Nokia, Tintz. That one runs inside 2 and 1. That one down 3 and 1. Screwball finds zone. The count is full.
Gonna get launched
Foul.
into the ground.
Foul again.
This one's gonna get launched. Ready? Here we go. Go yard.
3
Sorry,
straight foul balls.
Sorry, I forgot. It's this one.
This one into right. That one is going to be caught by Barco. Runner's going to tag, and Barco doesn't throw home, and the Bombers take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
Against
A
all
sacrifice
odds.
fly, and that will be it for Sass. In comes Danny Diamonds to pinch run. He'll probably stay in defensively, as the Bombers will probably keep him in the outfield. Lexi Luther, way late swing there. Oh, an ugly appearance there from Lexi Luther. But Bombers 3 outs away from the comeback from behind victory. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Lumberjacks here. Let's see what they do defensively.
I thought the morale was
That
done.
will do it for Werber, Jaegerman, Jensen. In comes Mahomey. Kennedy goes to right. Diamonds comes in at center.
I thought it was over after those back-to-back stealing third attempts.
I
and
really did
done,
too.
But they have fought back in.
My mojo was really down.
Oh, I could tell. That's why I tried to talk a lot. Mahomey this season, 7.94 ERA, 1.587 whip. Has a chance here to put the Bombers a half game back in the wild card, as well as with a win against the Serpents next week into the division lead.
And it's all up to Chris Luzon. He is the last chance for the Lumberjacks. 2 and 1 the count here from Obi-Wan Mahomey. Swing and a miss, 2 and 2. And the count is full. Grounded to short. Ferris irons up with it. The throw in time. The Bombers come back from behind. A 4-run bottom of the 8th inning. And they take one from the Lumberjacks.
Man, Ben Toe Jam in tatters right now. He set up this Jack squad for the win. The Bombers gave him gifts with those free base run. I mean, there were like 3 base runners that tried to get third. All of them got caught. and despite it all, Pinocchio, I mean, once again, it doesn't matter whatever DDC and Nohamas do to change that bullpen to make it better. Someone biffs it, and tonight it was Nokia who biffed it.
The Bombers get revenge on Pete Nokia 2 seasons after the fact. 8 hits tonight from the Lumberjacks. Callens and Luz on both of the pair. Callens with the solo shot. Destroyer also with a shot. 10 hits for the Bombers, a pair from Graham Britton, as well as a pair that bottom of the order, Ferris Irons, D-Del Crusher, and Nick Hugh all combining for 2. Both teams striking out 9 times. Rifleman with the sombrero. Ben Tojam, no earned through 6 2/3, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Nokia with the loss, 4 earned through 1 1/3. Dixon, the no decision, 3 earned through 4 2. Werber, Jaegerman, Jensen, 3 1/3, no earned, only 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, and Mahomey getting the save, 1 out of perfection. But your MVPs are all Lumberjacks.
A moment like this.
Well, that will do it for the game of the night. We're going to game number 4. The Overdrafts in Skulls will be coming up right after this. You're watching the SSBL on Twitch. I'll remember to play the second ad.
You could probably even do it now.
I won't even try to put the music on. You'll just see how the sausage is made. So I find the Skulls. Ooh, who's the home team? Is the Skulls. Okay, I was doing that right. Okay, and that means we're going to Bengata. Doing it at night. Trash at night. Ow! I burnt my hand! At night. One? One at all?
Not gonna acknowledge that.
Okay. Overdrafts, and
I
then
accidentally just started Football Manager 22. I don't
the
want to play
Skulls
that right
haven't. They wanted some legendary people to close out the season. The final hurrah for Brock Yellow, Kip Shaw. Then we got Alicia Kim, Vern Knight, Flip Hecker, Kevin Shippy, Hitch Sox, and Ford. Final game of the evening. Overdrafts and the Skulls of Rock. A big game for the Overdrafts. They really need to win to stop the slide they're on. Losers of 4 out of their last 5. Really need to get back on the right side of things.
And, you know, there are some people that are calling this a potential upset. I think the Overdrafts still have this one in hand, but it'll be interesting to see if they continue to fall down to earth after we gave them so much praise to start the season.
I will say the Overdrafts cover 1.5. This one into right, tracking back. That one is over the diving reach of Brock Yellow, and that will be a 1-out double.
Kawashi, there is no method to the madness, per se. It's not like, oh, of course, the Skulls get Bengata. I mean, Josh owns the Skulls.
That one is shut up, Isaac, and that one, oh, dang it! How did that not hit the pole?
You don't get to mean me. I get to mean me.
Oh my gosh! How in the world? I thought that was a surefire thing. Oh. Well, Bo Jackoon with RBI inactive with runners at the corners has a 3-0 count. And he will draw a walk. The bases will be loaded. And here is the home run king himself, Shiru Amiya. I'm pretty sure he has 8.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the clip of you trying to
Oh,
mean me.
yeah, I mean, that's great. Oh, Amiya! No, it's not. It's foul.
they are just teasing you so much right now.
2-2, the count to Amiya. That one's fouled back. And the count is full. The bases are full. Grounded to Kip Shaw. He goes to... Oh, no! He goes to left field. And 2 runs will score. What would have been an ending inning Dragons special. Kip Shaw throws it into left field and allows 2 runs to score. Oh, and that's a caught stealing by a statue mile.
This might be the best clip all season.
It very well might be, honestly. I haven't even seen it yet.
It's so good.
And here is Buzz Yellow. He was sent packing in the sell-off by the Skulls after the hard start to the season, and he cashes one in against his former team, makes it 3-0 for the Overdrafts. It looks like they understood the assignment. Starting off hot here tonight.
Of course,
That will end the inning, though, but not before the damage is done. 3 runs up on the board, mostly in part thanks to Kip Shaw's error. Send us to the bottom of the first. Popped up into left field, and that is where Buzz Yellow resides, but Jack Oon will make the snag. Are you still laughing at my expense?
I'm posting it right now. It's so funny. It is so funny. Cause hold on, do this call.
As Cat finds one into the left center gap, he's got himself a 1-out double. That was a kind of a close throw there.
You know the best part about it? The best part about it is you can hear the excitement in your voice and then the fall back down to earth.
Just silently hear myself die inside.
This is a moment from season 8 and it's not even close. You know what, Whitney, after that call.
Have we had an error in every game tonight?
It certainly hasn't been a great night.
I think we have, because we just had Kip Shaw. We had Denver Brainstorm in that last one. Now I'm forgetting the first 2. That's up the middle. The Skulls will bring home a run. Makes it a 3-1 ball game.
Right, break the cover. Woo.
Very
It's gotta
low
be
scoring
said.
day today so far.
It's gotta be said. Shout out to the season 8 SOS and rank document and the math behind it, because it's been aside from the Cyclones one, it's been pretty odd.
Cyclone's
so far.
gonna cyclone.
Yeah.
I always forget, what does that toot blonde mean? I always forget. I know what I've asked for it before, but I've always forgot what it means.
What Tuplon? I have no idea what Tuplon is. By the way, this is fully off the rails, and That's 100% how the blowout game of the night usually goes.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that one's a high shot. That one is. Oh my gosh! What is happening? What is wrong with these baseballs? How do these things keep fishtailing as that one is spiked into the ground? Holy cow.
The game is just edging you right now. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's gotta be another clip.
Like, these things are just soaring and it's just like, nah. I don't really feel like it. There, another SpongeBob reference.
It's crazy how close they get.
Okay, well, we've got 1 on, 2 out now here for Mookie Astaire. Golly, can the Skulls throw the baseball properly?
I don't feel like it.
That's a hard hit ball, but foul. Holy cow! I just saw a massive strike of lightning out my bay window.
Oh, Bibberty Gate, Bibberty Gate, Bibberty Gate.
Back to the mound, Bronco Ford in time for out number 3. 0 up on the board since us to the bottom of the second. 7-8-9 due up for the Skulls.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 18.
That one is past a diving Bojack Oon, and the leadoff runner is aboard.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21.
That one's fouled back. 1-2, the count to Kevin Manikin. Another one fouled back. Chad Chaddington on the mound getting the start for the Overdress. What can you tell me about Chad Chaddington's season so far, Fysick?
I'll tell you what about Chad Chaddington. He's got that dog in him. Also, Chad Chaddington. I mean, what is there not to say about Chad Chaddington? He says, as he's not beleaguering the point, pulling up all the stats and such onto the sheet. Here's what I can tell you. He's got a 4.5 ERA, a 1.2 whip, 10 innings pitched, 7 hits, 9 strikeouts this season for the Overdrafts. He's got that dog in him.
2-2, the count to Benjamin Botley. This is high, full count. Runner going, fouled back.
Has there ever been a season that has had as many good memes?
Not that I can think of offhand.
It's just been meme central this season.
Number 34.
Do you want me to tell you about our good old buddy, old pal right here, Mr. Bronco Ford?
I doubt he's in there.
Well, too bad, because I don't want to talk about it. Also because he's not in there.
Yeah. He's made a start, but it was... I guess the Skulls had a pretty quick turnaround in this last rotation.
Yeah, they had a lot of games in they had 3 games back to back.
So I want to say he started against... He might have started against the Cyclones. This one is got Bengata written all over it. Well, not really. One falls even short of the warning track for Vern Knight Jr. And we head to the bottom of the third, 3-1, still the score here. 2 errors on the night for the Skulls.
The left fielder, number
Goals this season, I'll tell you what, they're not getting it done at the plate. They got a 247 average, 18th in the league, 23rd in home runs, 21st in strikeout rate, though. So they do put the ball into play, but they are just have not really found the recipe for success this season, and that was even before the sell-off.
And that one is going to be another base hit for Galileo Cat. Looky Astaire.
Galileo Cat.
Looky Astaire recovers nicely. It's only a single for Cat, though. But 2 for 2 is Cat. Got the easy parts of the cycle. There is old man Brock Yellow, and what I only assume his final year in the SSBL. And for that big ballpark in the sky. As Solheim Brotani catches that in foul territory for out number 1. And here's that counterpart, Kip Shaw. Kip Shaw the first, or Kip Shaw Sr. if you're nasty.
Wait, what? We are fully off the rails. By the way, I watched back that clip of the third foul ball, and that was millimeters away.
Yeah.
You are going to explode when the ball finally gets out.
Yes, I was.
By the way, the only home run that's going to happen is going to be by a foul pole. There's no way it's going to go out to deep center or anything like that. That's just the way this is going to work.
Grounder, Shohei Brotani. Oh, he spikes one, but that didn't time. They can't turn the Dragon special. There is butter on this baseball. That's the only way to explain what's happening. Spider Tack isn't the go-to in the SSVL. It's just straight up butter. Trying to get that ball out as fast as you can.
I've got an interesting fact.
Oh, and that one's by Bojack Hoon, and the Skulls are going to play another run. It's a 1-run game.
It's not going to cover. I got an interesting stat, Whit. I want you to guess what the interesting stat is about these two teams.
Okay.
It can be any guess.
Oh, like is like not even a category or anything?
Oh, it's a statistic.
Offense,
okay, I'll do
pitching.
This. They're the complete opposites of each other.
The stats for the team are the complete opposites for each other?
Okay, so the category is stat. The subject is they're the complete opposite of each other. And what stat do you think that they're the complete opposite of each other? And you're gonna slap yourself when you hear it.
Strikeout rate.
Strength of schedule.
Oh.
The overdrafts have a minus 0.739 strength of schedule. The easiest in the league. The Skulls of Rock have a 0.584 strength of schedule. The hardest in the league.
Wow. Easiest in the league for the overdrafts, but yet they're kind of struggling. But I guess it gets easier from here.
Well, and that's why, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it in terms of like where they're at, where they were so dominant to start the game, but it's the things I talked about in the power rankings. They've beaten one team over 500. That was the Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost to every other over 500 team.
That one's going to get into the gap. That should score 1, if not 2. Runner at third, rounding third now, headed for home before Cat could even throw it in. And that's going to be a triple, a 2-run triple.
Do we have any Brads?
Any what?
Any Brads in the league?
I don't think so.
Because I think we only have one Chad.
Overdrafts.
So the Chad to Brad is 1-0.
Overdrafts have doubled up their score here in the top of the 4th. Piston Omen with the bases clearing triple. Marge makes a good point. Hand up Brad Lee. Kip Shaw snags that one, taking himself to end the inning, but 3 more on the board makes it 6-2 going into the bottom of the 4th.
That's not even how you spell Bradley. Well, that's part of the reason why the overdrafts are, because like when we talk about rank in terms of the math that goes into it, Part of it is how well you win and how well you lose, which is why the Bombers are the #1 ranked team despite only being 6-4. It's not just about like your overall record. It's about who you played, who they played, like all the hard math that goes into that. By the way, I did find out today that I'm going to be getting an applied stats certificate as a part of my degree
Ooh.
in the fall. Well, because I've already taken 3 stats classes and I only need 1 more. So I'm going to take that in the fall.
Full count to Chippy Hitchsocks. She draws a walk. Chaddington not having the greatest of nights so far.
So Whitney, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Okay.
What is the one thing you would have done differently as the Skulls manager to have made this season a go for it? If you could have only made one roster move or one change, what would you have changed so that this season for the Skulls wasn't plummet into the earth?
It's hard to say because Josh did do a fair share of tweaking, and that team was really pretty stacked when you looked at it on paper. Just the offense just didn't produce. It was almost Cyclones level luck as that one down the third base line. Skulls are going to have runners at the corners. Botley tried to go home as the throw was into second for some reason. I mean, yeah, you could have just said stuck with it and just hoped. But I mean, he did do that for a good shot, a good while, especially because the Skulls had a lot of games early on in the season. But I mean, this was one of their lineups: Binman, Botley, Galileo Cat, Wreck Dreams, Alicia Kim, Buzz Yellow, Santa Ram, Kipshaw Jr., Kevin Mannequin, Carol Henry. And I will say, there are a couple of weak spots in that. Kipshaw Jr. isn't fantastic, and Kevin Mannequin is definitely not one of your prime catchers in the league. But serviceable, maybe if you replaced one of those two, but still that team should have produced better than it did. It just flat out did. I mean, the Sparrows beat them on opening week.
That kind of set the precedent early on of what kind of season it was going to be.
Leadoff single for the Overdrafts. Brings up Shiru Amiya. 2 RBIs on the night, but has not reached so far.
Is this game enough out of hand right now to discuss the games tomorrow?
No, not quite. It's only 4 runs.
poor Doctor. It just wasn't our season this season. It's just the same since season 5 for the Cyclones.
That will do it for Bronco Ford. In comes Jesus Shuttlesworth.
I thought it was Jesus.
Sure.
It's Jesus.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
It's actually pronounced Hamish Shuttlesworth.
Into right to Brock Yellow. Brock Yellow. I second guessed myself, but I was right.
Can someone hit a home run, please, so that Whitney can be fully satisfied?
Buzz Yellow, another base hit against his former team. I think he's 3 for 3 on the day. Neko Baka. So is her sister Sussy gonna come in next year?
You're done. You're done. You know what you just did to me? This is what you just did to me. I know my rant's gonna be.
Bottom of the 5th we go. Kipshaw, Alicia Kim, and Kipshaw Jr. You have to think this would be a one-run game if it weren't for Kip Shaw in that first inning. He could have ended the inning. And instead, 3 overdrafts runs scored. He gets rung up there. On away, here is Alicia Kim. 3-1. Count is full. Fouled off.
Those guys make it a little interesting here.
Down the third base line, Brotani up with it, throws in time. Good throw from Brotani there.
If I had to trade everyone on my team, who would I keep? I mean, that's easy.
Yourself.
Yes. It's not even close.
And here is Mason Big Ol' Nuts.
Jeez, it's the X-rated podcast of the SSBL.
Well, I just remember my call from last year when they played the Gauchos.
So Mason stuffed me with nuts.
Oh, okay, I didn't go that far.
0 ERA,
Holy
1.2,
cow.
5.3 whip, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts this season.
That one's over the head of Carlos Ramos at first. Inning will continue. Yeah, Shuttlesworth had a great season.
Shuttlesworth this season, a 1.13 ERA, below 1 whip, 0.938, 17 strikeouts, 12 hits in 16 innings pitched.
2-2 to Flip Hecker. And he gets rung up at the bottom of the zone. Top of the 6th we go, 6-2 your score. Katarina Ducato, Pistonoman, and Carlos Ramos.
I'll tell you what, if the Lumberjacks hold on here, they're pretty. Their coast to the postseason is pretty clear, with 2 games at home against the Moonshots and Liberty.
2 each, or like 2, 1 of each?
Well, no, 2 home games. Moonshots, Liberty. I mean, this is the rest of their season. Retrievers, Moonshots, Liberty, at Ronfielders, Vikings. That is not that bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are some interesting matchups there, like with Retrievers, Ronfielders, Vikings, but it's not like they're playing the Unicorns or like the Gauchos.
Right.
Like,
What was the score of their Gauchos game? That was only like a 1 or 2 run game, wasn't it?
they lost. Here's the thing: they lost 5-6 to the Gauchos, 4-6 to the Serpents, 3-5 to the Retrievers, 6-10 to the Lumberjacks. So they didn't lose to those teams by much, but again, they've only beaten 1 team over 500.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for them to be able to those games against the Ronfielders and Vikings. I think are going to be really showcasing of what this team is going to be like in the postseason. Because I think the Ronfielders make it. I think the Vikings miss out. Though with the way the Vikings are playing right now,
Well,
that could easily switch.
I'll go back to something March has brought up several times, is that this overdrafts team really depends on the long ball a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the overdrafts lead the league in home runs hit team-wise?
They, yes, 21 home runs. So at Shaka, that'll be pretty tough at Shaka.
The shortstop, number 34.
Yeah, and like, I don't think that Lumberjacks game isn't in there, so there was at least 2 from Shirumi in there, and this is actually a smart decision by the AI, walking a RBI man activated Bojack Un with an empty first base.
I mean, that's just common sense.
And a tense Shiru Amiya, though, 0 for 3, does have 2 RBIs on the night. Two and 1 the count. Overdraft's kind of looking for some style points to help put this one away. And that will end up walking in a run. We sang the praises of Shuttlesworth, and we also jinxed him at the same time. Brings up Swolhei Brotani. Fouls that one off. 0-2 the count. That one's by Mannequin, but no one advances. Swing and a miss. Brotani gets rung up with the bases loaded, but the Overdrafts play it one more. Makes it 7-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Yes, 3 RBIs with 0 hits. That may be an SSBL record. No way of tracking that, but impressive
I
nonetheless.
mean, what would even be the closest equivalent?
Off the top of my head, I have no clue. RBIs with no hits. I don't even begin to know. If the Skulls don't score anything here, we can start talking about next week's games, I believe.
Okay. 'Cause I'm
Tomorrow's games, I guess I should say.
We can talk about next week too if we want. We can talk about it if we want.
That's up the middle, and that's going to find the gap. But Omen cuts it off before it's extra bases for Chippy Hitchsocks.
You know what this feels like? This feels like before March Madness, when it's like a 4 versus 12 matchup, and everyone, or would it be like a 5? 116.
5-12, I think.
3, 14, 4,
Jackoon,
5-12.
Ducato, and Ramos for the Dragon special. Sends us to the top of the 7th, 7-2 your score.
Where it's like a 5 versus 12 matchup, and everyone's like, "Hey guys, the 12 is actually a really favored upset here." And then the game plays, and that's not one of the upsets. Is what this feels like.
Oh, there goes one into the night. Buzz Yellow finally breaks the curse. Buzz Yellow finally puts one out of reach. 455 feet. And the old Skulls legacy finally comes through in Bengata, just not for the team in purple and yellow.
Oh man, that's something that Josh would have liked to have seen him do at this.
Oh,
venue.
for sure. I want to say at the beginning of the season, before he was traded, Buzz Yellow was hitting like 130 or something. And that was through like 5-6 games or something, because the Skulls played a lot early. Out. What? You okay? What just happened?
No, I did. I was like, out. So I was like, out.
Oh.
So the game's tomorrow. We got no hummus on the call for the first time. We might need one of us to help shepherd him through. Betty Golden making her debut for the Walkers at the Serpents. Serpents only a 1.5 favored there at Big Sky Ballpark with Khan on the bump. Angels at Retrievers. Retrievers only a 1.5 favorite there.
Only a 1.5 favorite?
Only a 1. I mean, listen, I said it in the chat earlier. The Angels.
That one's deep into the night, and that one is gone as well. Piston Omen with the hard parts of the cycle, and it's 9-2.
The Angels are actually only the 20th worst team in the SSBL. There's 4 other teams ahead of them, and their upset of the Stingers, while very much an upset, they definitely have potential to pull off an upset. They're like Knights, where they've got some decent power bats that all it takes is for a couple of them to get hot in a lucky day on the mound, and they could easily do something. So that's part of the reason why. They also, has to be said, have the second hardest strength of schedule. So
The Angels?
yeah, they have a .544.
Well, yeah, 2 games against the Unicorns and 2 games against the Wildcats would do that.
So all things considered, the Angels are not that far off. Now, the game of the night, Wildcats at Romfielders. Wildcats are a 2.5 favorite.
That's really surprising that the Wildcats are more of a favorite over the Wrongfielders, a team that is in the playoffs, than the Retrievers are, a team that is competing for a division title, than the Angels are, one of the worst teams in the league.
Oh, I mean, I think it just has to do with the fact that like how far apart. Here's the thing. According to the rating sheet, the Retrievers are the 17th best team in the SSBL. The Angels are the 20th. So according to the rankings, the Angels and the Retrievers aren't actually
Wow.
that far off, which I find hilarious.
So that's going to be Beef Boy. That's a tough matchup pitching-wise for the wrong fielders. If it was anyone else, if it was like Rainy Days or Sandra Lee, I'd like their chances in that one. But Daryl Cage is not exactly who I'd want going in that one.
And then the blowout game of the night, by far one of our largest lines, 6.5 for the ball players over the Moonshots. I think it's safe to say the Overdrafts are going to cover here.
Yes, it does appear that way.
Large 4-for-4 home run. That's for trading him in relation to Pasiello.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's inevitable, basically.
I mean, to be fair, if I'm Buzz I am thinking this goal is for trading me because I got traded to at the time, a title contender. I'm not saying the Overdrafts are not a title contender right now, but I definitely don't necessarily consider them one of the favorites as much as we did towards like the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the season. I think our expectations have tempered a little bit on them. It's sort of like Brock Hansen. We don't have any Brads, yet we have 2 Brocks. But for Brock Hansen, right? Brock Hansen trade to the Overdrafts, and now the Overdraft. I mean, depending on the night, the Overdrafts look like a better team than the Dragons. So Brock Hansen shipped away from the Dragons, never winning a Super Series, and now he's on a team that potentially could get him a lot closer.
I mean, they're fighting for that division title. I don't think, with the way the Lumberjacks are going and the Gauchos are going, they'd be in contention for the first round bye. But definitely, like in the mix, and that's all you have to be in this league.
Shag, I'm pretty sure there's a ban on same last names for next season.
What's the Overdraft's pitching ranked, like team-wise? I'm curious.
So, according to stats, pitching-wise, the Overdrafts are the 12th team, 3.889 ERA, 8th for WHIP, 1.259. Their defense, according to my rating system, has them at 17.
The third baseman, number 24.
Now, that's for pitching and defense together. And the thing of the trade for Brock Hansen as well is that last season, that was a little bit of like a death sentence, given that we knew the Overdrafts weren't going to be doing anything. So, really, it's lucky for him. And definitely last season for Brock Hansen, without a doubt. But it'll be interesting tomorrow if the Romfielders are able to upset the Wildcats. I think that really puts a magnifying lens on the epic chase as well as on the heroic chase, both of them. I think if the Romfielders lose, nothing really changes. Like, yes, the Romfielders now have to kind of look out for the Vikings, but I think the Romfielders should still be safe from the Vikings.
I just have a hard time seeing that happen, especially with Beef Boy on the mound against that wrong fielder's offense. That wrong fielder's offense is really what's holding them back. It's not really all that great. Of contending teams, I'd probably say it's probably the worst offense. And
Well,
I would probably say by
have
a
the
decent margin.
15th batting, which, if you're considering playoff teams, would be the lower of the playoff teams batting.
What is the Vikings?
The Vikings are Vikings, according to my ratings, are the 21st batting
Wow.
team. Only teams worse are the Retrievers, the Liberty, and the Express.
Third baseman, number 18.
So does your sheet weight like how teams bat against better teams and worse teams?
So what it does, okay, is it... Hold on, let me pull up my explanations. Because I did a lot of math. Basically, there's a solver that works. That goes to bring basically what it does is it tries to, here's what it does. It takes the results, right? Of like Serpents 13, Angels 2. It takes all of those results and it creates weights for those teams so that it limits the margin of error as close to 0 as possible. So that's how like the projected spread and stuff gets calculated. It is based off all these results that we have here. We want to get our error to 0. We want to get our unknowns to 0. So there's a solver that takes place and uses a linear regression solver, not a regression solver, but like a linear solver to basically do these weights in together to try and make it so that the projected spread and the home margin are as close to 0 as possible. By doing that, it also then is able to create ratings for the teams in terms of ranking them. So when you're seeing like the ratings, like those are they're like hidden numbers there in terms of like their weight on a scale of 1 to -1 where they rank. So that's how it works. So inevitably then you have it so that the better teams you beat by more, then the higher your rating is going to be because of that. Does that make sense?
I get you.
Listen, there's a lot of math that happens.
Oh yeah, there is. I can't really visualize how you did it, but I kind of understand how you did it.
Basically, there's a solver plugin that takes everything and says, I want to get this as close, like the, errors, right? Like the squared errors in terms of like,
yeah, like
Yeah,
you're taking it down to the mean, like the mean minus the result down to 0, basically.
Exactly. So take the sum of all of those errors, every single one of them, for every result, and then do a solver to change the margin for each one. And like, we're talking things that by hand would take our entire lives to do.
And
but
that's
in a
pushing.
computer,
That's pushing each team to 0. It's giving you the minus for the good teams and the plus for the bad teams.
it's not pushing the teams. It's trying to push the teams to 0, but what's more so trying to do is it's trying to put the projected home margins to 0. And to do that, you change the rating of the teams. So basically, you want it so that the home margin and the projected spread and the home margin and the forecast are as close to 0 as possible. So what we predict to happen, what actually happened, is as close to 0 as possible for every single ranking. So if you change even a tiny bit for the Angels, right, that affects the margin for every single other game they played in. And so that's where it gets wonky, and that's why there's still errors, is because if you change the rating for one team, it changes the rating so that the predicted and the actual are as close to 0 as possible.
Shiramiya got another RBI and a sac fly. 0 for 3 and 4 RBIs. This day shall go down in history.
So he's an all-star. We gotta start thinking about all-stars.
Yeah, we really do.
I think, do we still do voting for, I think we still do voting for all-stars, right? And then we choose within league office for minors.
Ooh. We have nothing to go on for minors.
Here's what I think. I think if we can get stats for the minors through like week 6, and then honestly, if we can just get like 2 or 3 more weeks of stats for the majors, we can go ahead and start deciding those now, to be honest. Actually, we should probably like get those stats in now and then just have people vote on them, and then that way it makes our process simpler.
Last man standing for the Skulls here, 12-2 here, and it's good old Brock Yellow. Playing in some of his final games.
Or he sent out.
He gets rung up there and concludes our night with a 12-2 win for the Overdrafts. Very, very, very lopsided. let's see, 4, 5, 6 runs in those final 4 innings. 16 hits for the overdrafts. Everyone but Brotani and Amiya getting some. But Amiya does get 4 RBIs. 3 hits for the Stare. 4 hits for Yellow. Let's see. 9 hits for the Skulls. Galileo Cat going 3 for 4. And Vernon Knight Jr. with a pair. Chaddington, no decision. 2 earned through 4 2/3. The decision goes to Nuts, who goes an inning in 2/3. 2 strikeouts, a walk, 2 hits, no earned. And Belford closes out the game 2 2/3, 1 hit, 5 Ks. Bronco Ford 4 earned. Shuttlesworth 2 earned. Weber and Serenity 2 earned. Not great pitching wise from the Skulls. Your MVP, Piston Omen Buzz Yellow, 4 for 5 against his former team, and Bo Jack Un. Well, that's going to do it for Week 9, Day 1. Isaac, thank you for joining me for the last 2 games. As he mentioned, no Hummus on the call for the first time tomorrow night for the games that we talked about. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Good night, everyone.